What's going on, everybody? Thanks as always for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft, where we always appreciate it when you come and hang out upstairs with us. And tonight, is another episode of Multicade Mondays. And on tonight's broadcast, we're going to be talking about the state of multicades as 2023 wraps up and 2024 fast approaches. Those of you who like cramming as many games into one machine as possible to save on space, time, and money, well, guess what? You guys are going to have a lot of solutions available to you in 2024. So that's very exciting news for us. Retro gaming lives on. Home arcade community ain't going anywhere. It was here even before these commercial companies showed up, and it's going to be here long, long after. So sit back, kick back, relax. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's get this episode of Multicade Mondays up and running. All right, let's see who's here in the live chat. Let's say hello to the crew. Let's see who managed to make it. I know I set up the show a little late, but I got off work a little late, so I wasn't able to, set up the show earlier and get all prepared. It's that time of year, man. Everyone's super busy. If you're here, sound off. Let me know in the live chat. That way you can get your shout out. We got the Rad Dad is here, Visal's here, Multicade Matt is here. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. Bono Texmo says he's here for T-Roll. I'm here for T-Roll as well. Cyan Spirits is here for T-Roll. T-Roll will be back. You guys don't want to miss him when he makes his triumphant return. Him and I are a little bit at odds right now for him going on that broadcast without my consent or authorization. Mad Astra Gaming is here as well. Jason's here. Visal's here. Who else is here, man? You gotta let me know you're here. PD7 is here. PDubs, nice shirt. Yeah, man, I got my Doritos Cool Ranch shirt on. Got this at Kohl's. So if you're looking to find this kind of shirt, they sell them at Kohl's. So just pick it up at Kohl's. They always have a pretty awesome t-shirt selection, right? So all kinds of retro t-shirts and fun t-shirts and things like that. What's up, GI Joel? JT is here. Michael B, the Game Genie's here. He can't get over the fact that I told him that my percentage of UK viewers has now passed my percentage of Canadian viewers. Mike, what's going on there, man? Mike is taking over Canada. He's dominating Canada. I can't compete. So we're gonna be having tea and crumpets with the British here on PDubs Arcade Loft. Sam's Arcade is here. And Hollywood Polo is here. Will your Patrickcade be your favorite arcade machine, or do you mean the Dubcade? I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Harry X is here as well. What's up, Harry? Good to see you, man. All right, let's get the show underway, guys. So, 2023 is fast wrapping up, but this last quarter is going to be pretty exciting as all these companies roll out new products, guys. It's that time of year. Companies are desperate to get their products on the boats, get them shipped out from China, get them sent to their destination countries. That way they can make some money, right? This time of the year is so pivotal for the retail market for them to survive. This is where they make their budgets. This is where hopefully they exceed their budgets and continue onwards into the future. And there's a lot of great retro gaming products that are coming out. Every day there's something new on Amazon, man. Think about it. Every day there's something new, weird, wacky. Like, you guys remember the My Arcade Galaga, but it actually has a like a flight stick on it, which is funny too because you can only move it left and right, right? Like, do we really need that product? But man, they think it'll sell, so they're making it. It's coming out, and I did pre-order one. It was pretty cheap, right? It was pretty cheap. I love seeing the Qbert swears in the live chat. Yep. Did any of you check out my Qbert video earlier today? I've probably burned you guys out with content surrounding Qbert, so my apologies for that. But man, I was super excited that we finally got fully functioning Qbert up and running, baby, up and running. JJ asked me a quick question here. Let's get this out of the way. Are you familiar with the AtGames Core Max being sold by Brand Max for $70? Your thoughts versus buying directly from AtGames. I got to be honest, JJ, I've never heard of Brand Max before, honestly. I've never heard of them. If they're a legit retailer and if they're selling it less than what AtGames will sell it for, which is like $100 plus $25 shipping plus tax, by all means pick it up, but I would do your due diligence and make sure that they're a legit retailer. JJ says he loves Cuber. Alfred loves the Doritos. Man, we got a lot of great Doritos. What's your favorite flavor Doritos, guys? Go, go, go. Throw it in the live chat real quick. Come on, we got to get the show started. But what is your favorite flavor of Doritos? So many new flavors have come out and all that kinds of stuff. Cool Ranch has always been my favorite flavor of Doritos. I don't know why. It's just been that way. But you guys let me know. We got nacho cheese, not the spicy nacho, bro. Yep, there was a Cuber video earlier today. Alfred likes Cool Ranch as well. Thanks so much, man. You are a smart cookie. We got Cool Ranch. We got spicy nacho. We got nacho cheese. We got spicy nacho. Cool Ranch again. I love the Dorito flavored Doritos. There you go. Taco shell Doritos. Yeah. Man, a lot of nacho cheese in here. Cool Ranch. Todd Tucky is the sexiest man alive, according to Angelina. That's pretty funny. Is he here? Spicy nacho for the win. Yeah, there we go. Get him in. Get him in. Ketchup Doritos. So I have tried both the ketchup and the mustard Doritos, and I gotta admit, guys, I actually enjoyed the mustard Doritos more than the ketchup ones. But I still wouldn't like put them in my top 10 Dorito flavors. I like the what is that? They got like a spicy chili one, comes in a purple bag. I like that one. They got a salsa verde one, comes in a green bag. I love that flavor Doritos too. If I want to change things up, yep, spicy sweet chili. Yeah, my number one Doritos are of course Cool Ranch. Always have been, always will be. All right, guys, let's kind of dive into the show here, man. I got some stuff I want to share with you guys, but let's see if we can get this stuff up and running. Can you guys see it on the screen? Is it sharing the window or is it delayed? Is it blurry? Let me know. I got some new layouts here, new ways for us to look at things together. Right here, we're looking at Recroommasters vertical extension cabinets. So keep in mind, guys, Rec Room, excuse me, Recroommasters is back in business, baby. And what's really cool about them being back in business is they make top quality DIY arcade machines. So if you got money to spend and you want to get yourself a multicade, whether it's this year or start budgeting for next year, keep in mind, guys, I will always recommend Rec Room Masters. Yeah, you're going to be spending over $1,000 on their machines, but they make the stuff that you really want, man. I mean, we're talking quality build arcade cabinets, and the control panels will come with the hap controls, and everything is just lovely, perfect, ready to go. Whether you have it set up for just a basic Pi build or if you want to have it PC compatible, things like that. They're very expensive. They're very expensive, but they're, 32-inch arcade cabinets. They have various versions with and without trackballs and things like that. Hell, you could even get their the cheapest one, of course, is to get the tank stick version, right? So this is the one where you're just going to hook up your tank stick as your controller. So what you're doing here is you are paying for the arcade cabinet. You're paying for the arcade cabinet. You're not paying for the extra money for all the premium controls and control panel and things like that. So I know some people really love their tanked sticks. Me, I'll be honest with you guys, I've never owned one. I've never owned a tank stick. And I don't know if I'll ever get one myself personally because I have so many other options. But if you got that, who's got a tank stick? Let me know in the live chat, guys. Would love to hear your feedback on them if you have one. But again, there's a lot of people who complain about the build of AtGames and Arcade One Up and iArcade. Well, let's just say for a few $100 more, you can pick up something like this and have something a little more premium, right? A little more premium, something you could probably depend on a little bit longer. It's that old adage of you get what you pay for. And as you guys know, I have that 32-inch vertical extension cabinet out in my loft, sitting right next to my oh geez, what is it called? Sitting right next to my candy cab out there, right? So love that thing. And I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. Like that thing is here to stay. That thing is here to stay. Absolutely love that thing. JT's got a tank stick. He says he loves it. Faisal says at games and arcade builds were fine. A1 up, not so much. I have a tank stick in my pants. Oh, come on, man. I have this cab and tank stick. It was my first arcade cab. There you go, Dekong. There you go. And how long have you had it? Let us know in the live chat. And how is it held up? I'm going to assume it's held up just fine, considering the quality of the stuff that they build. But that's pretty. That's always nice to see is when you have these quality DIY kits. Now, there's another company out there called Game Room Solutions. They're the sister company of Arcade Mod Up. Some people really like Game Room Solutions Arcade Mod Up. I've never had a good experience with them. I've been telling people for years I wouldn't recommend them, but again, that's my personal opinion. You might want to watch some other videos out there from some other people if they would recommend that company, but they do essentially the same thing, DIY kits around the same price, anywhere from like a grand to 1500, depending on the options included, things like that. And I mean, me personally, I'm not a big fan of them. Some people really like them. Some people haven't had issues, but too many horror stories, man. Too many horror stories. All right, Wolfano's giving us some feedback in the live chat. Love to see Wolfano's back in my in my chats. Good to see you, my friend. He's got a cab like that. It's well worth it. Tommy B says he'll never sell his Recroommasters 4-player cab. It plays everything. There you go. See, just like me, I'll never sell that vertical one. I love it. Bono's Tecmo. I learned that in my time overseas. You get what you pay for. Absolutely. Rec Room Masters, back to where we started. This is definitely the end. You're pretty funny. Wolfenose, he makes arcade images, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know. He's one of the image makers out there in the community. And right here, he's got some feedback for him. They kind of use his stuff. So there you go. JT says he's had a tank stick since 2018 and it's still like brand new. There you go, JT. Thanks so much. Oh, excuse me, guys. All right. And of course, for the rest of the year, as well as heading into 2024, we have AtGames. Oh, I clicked on something. I don't know what I clicked on. Let's go back. Here we go. We have AtGames. So, as you guys know, you have a wonderful lineup of various AtGames products today, whether you're getting the Legends Ultimate Mini, the Gamer Pro, the Gamer Mini, the pinball machine, the pinball micro. The list goes on and on and on. And AtGames, out of all these companies, man, in my opinion, you guys let me know if you think I'm off my rocker here, but I kind of feel, guys, like AtGames is going to be the company that survives. Like if people feel Arcade went up and some of these other companies will go out of business in the next couple of years, for some reason, I think AtGames is going to be like, when they say there's like what is it? Oh God, what I can't think of the analogy. I'm so sorry. Either way, I think like if everyone were to be blown up like in a nuclear war, AtGames would survive. Does that make sense? There you go, Jason. You just threw it in the live chat. They're just always there, man. They've been around a long time. Like AtGames is not a new company. Obviously, their whole Legends Arcade family of products is when they kind of turned the corner and finally started giving people products that were really worth purchasing versus a lot of the mini consoles and keychain things and Walgreens and RC Wiley, just, end cap, end shelf type junk that they were making in the past, right? Like they really turned the corner, fixed their emulation issue because a lot of their built-in emulators run very, very well. And of course, they gave an open platform, which was the smartest thing for them to do, especially for multicade lovers. And we love it, man. We love our at game stuff. At Games is the Impact Wrestling of retro gaming. Yeah, I can't believe Impact Wrestling's still on the air. Like they're now in a little studio with like maybe 50 people watching them. But yeah, they're not going anywhere. So I think At Games will outlast everybody, guys. I really think they will. And of course, as you guys know, they have their Legends Ultimate arcade machine, and we're going to have our Legends Ultimate 4K product coming soon. Now, we haven't seen any major teasers for this thing yet as to what's included, what's the price, what's it going to look like. But if you guys saw Wagner's Tech Talk video, how many of you guys saw Wagner's Tech Talk video with the 4K pinball? Let us know in the live chat if you caught his video. I'm assuming you did. He got about 4,000 views in 1 day since he published it. So that's a pretty good return on investment for views. So I'm pretty sure a lot of AtGames people checked it out. But there were some nice surprises that we saw in the AtGames that Wagner showed us, as well as coming soon. The fact that you could actually put quarters in it, and the quarters will drop down. You can actually insert quarters in it for fun. I think personally, because they might be trying to make these commercial machines down the road as well. I think that's why they're adding that. But the fact that they got the subwoofers in there, right? The surround sound feedback, the solenoids, like that's a lot of stuff, man. That's a lot of stuff in that thing. And who knows what the price is going to be. But let's also step back for a minute and think about the arcade machine. But what can they do? We know they're going to include the bit LCD, right? So if they're going to include the bit LCD for the marquee, plus the Vibs board that'll make the bit like the board, like there'll be, I think, a Vibs. Is there a Vibs board? I think there might be a Vibs board that they advertise. I'd have to go pull up those old slideshow presentations. But that way you can connect to multiple devices. They actually listen to the community, put the ports on the back, HDMI in everything for all the screens on the pinball. That's pretty awesome. Now imagine doing that with your arcade machine, right? Like obviously you could run their native games, native system, but easily be able to, let's say, connect your PC to it. And for us Multicade fans, run your PC builds via the OTG mode, but not only run our PC builds, but also easily connect to like the bit LCD marquee. And now you have a dynamic marquee when you're using, like Launchbox and things like that. So coin ops, like that's pretty cool in my opinion. Um, Mad Astros says it's definitely the V pin for people like me who have no talent or skills. Shane says they should go with a 27-inch screen. It sounds like they're sticking with the 24-inch, but it'll be a 4K screen. Now, it does appear that these screens do have a 60 hertz refresh rate. So, although they're a 4K display, they're 60 hertz. Is that you got to really think about that as well. That might be the only thing that I was surprised. I was hoping they'd get like something that was a little bit better, like 90, 120, something. But yeah, 60 hertz, man, 60 hertz refresh rates on these 4K monitors that AtGames are going to be selling. So, just a heads up there. So yeah, for instance, like if you're playing 4K pinball on your PC, you'll have a better experience. But the main playfield monitor, Jason, is only 60 hertz. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So I would prefer 2K at 120 hertz. There you go. So it's interesting, right? It's interesting. I can't wait to see more. Wagner should hopefully give us a couple more videos about those products. And when they do, when he does, hopefully we'll get a little bit more information, see how these games look and play. He just kind of like went over the hardware, showed us some of the surprises inside that none of us were aware of, and things like that. There you go. Especially when the firmware keeps getting upgraded. Well, that's what's funny is AtGames hasn't done a firmware update in, geez, 8, 9 months. Like they promised one back in March. Do you guys remember? No, February. They said we're going to do a firmware update. Then they pushed it to March, then they pushed it to April, and then we haven't heard anything about it. Just, hey guys, we're still working on it. So that firmware update is still on hold. And here's my suspicion. Here's my suspicion. Some people might assume is AtGames inept, like they can't roll out a firmware. Are their engineers so inept that they can't make this happen? We can't get a firmware update. In my opinion, guys, I think whatever new features or things that would be included in this universal firmware for the original owners as well as for the new 4K products, I think what they're doing, guys, in my opinion, they're saving stuff for Cleveland. That's what I think is going on because at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, we should hopefully see the Legends Ultimate 4K arcade machine, the final version of the 4K pinball machine, because Wagner, the one that Wagner had was just a engineering sample. It was not the final version. I think he said in his video didn't even have the final artwork on it or things like that, and that they were already going to make some changes to the coin door and things like that. So yeah, no firmware, no firmware. So I'm wondering if they're holding it. I think they might be holding it for the show, which I'd be fine with. Don't ruin the surprise. But how many of you guys in the live chat are you guys excited about the 4K pinball machines? Let me know in the live chat. And are you still interested in their upcoming 4K arcade machine? Let me know in the live chat. I greatly appreciate that feedback, guys. Me myself, I'm obviously interested in both. I think I'll probably, because I like to have new things. I think what would happen is, for some reason, I really want to keep my 1.0 cabinet. Maybe because it's got some artwork plus my logo on it. It's got that beautiful Joe Sabo Multicade artwork on it. It's the original Sam's Club version. It's still running great. I think what I could do is I could sell the 1.1 and take some of that money and apply it towards getting the 4K arcade machine. So I think I'll get the 4K arcade machine as well as I might pick up their 4K pinball. What's funny is with this one already kind of pimped out and a lot of money invested in this pinball machine, you're kind of at a crossroads. Like, should I really spend, let's just say it's $1,000 bucks. Should I really spend a grand on another 4K pinball or on another virtual pinball machine, that kind of stuff? So we'll have to see. We'll see. I got to see the other videos, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing it in person in Cleveland. That's for sure. But it's not going to stop there. We got some other players coming to the market. We kind of talked about some of these on Super Game Room Dudes, but we actually got some more information on a couple of these new players coming out. Let me grab a drink here. Excuse me. And the reason I do my shows and I talk about this stuff is even if it appears to be crap, is I try to give all these companies a fair shake as well as make sure everyone out there who watches my channel is aware of their options. That one thing I don't like are monopolies in business, right? So I always like to make sure people are aware of their options because you know what, even if I hate something, I know there's someone out there who probably loves it. You know what I mean? So, for instance, guys, we got this iconic arcade coming out, and you'll notice that it says right here, pre-sale starts in 1 day. Well, it's kind of weird that they're doing a pre-sale in 1 day for the iconic arcade. They actually got their website up and running. They just created a Facebook page as well as an Instagram account, but everything is blank. So this company is really starting from scratch. Does that make sense? Like, this company is really brand new in my opinion. And what's going to happen is they're going to be at Gamescom. So Gamescom 2023 starts in Germany on the 23rd. So we might actually, for thanks to some of our European people out there, we might see some European content creators post some videos, let us see what this thing actually looks like, right? But this thing is going to be revealed in just a couple of days. So if this is something you're interested in, there's going to be more information coming out. They got their website up and running. They're getting their Facebook, their Instagram up and running. I want to show you some interesting stuff that they posted on their website here. Well, for starters, we know they're going to be at Gamescom in Germany. But let's take a look at the iconic arcade. It says it's compatible with more than 1,000 games and it's powered by a Raspberry Pi. We kind of talked about this on Super Game Rooms Dudes. We talked about this on Super Game Room Dudes. And interesting artwork. They're just going like purple with these retro color swirls and the words iconic arcade on it, right? So we know all that, right? Well, let's kind of dive into some of the new things that we discovered on here. So, it says full size form factor for a true arcade feeling. We'll get there. Powered by a Raspberry Pi, we know that. It also has different form factors. You could either, it sounds like they're going to sell it as a full arcade, as a console, where you just get the control panel, and probably I'm guessing the Raspberry Pi is built into the console, into the control panel, kind of like what iArcade does, because they're going to be selling it as a console, a tabletop, which is just the bar top, and the arcade machine powered by a Raspberry Pi. And let's keep going down. Now, here's what's interesting. So it's a Raspberry Pi, but they're going to be running, check this out, pre-configured operating system recall box. So they're going to be using recall box instead of RetroPie. It's just, and then they're also going to be doing Batacera. Now, here's what's interesting. Over 140 games included, like Sega, Atari, Genesis, and more. So right here, I was like, wait a minute. They're gonna sell this. I thought they were gonna sell this as a blank multicade, guys, as a blank multicade, but nope. Nope, they're going all out here, guys. They're actually gonna load this up. So the recall box is gonna have 100 games, including Atari, Game Boy, Sega, Nintendo, Vectrex. So what does that tell you guys? In my opinion, these games are not gonna be licensed games. So it makes me wonder if this company's not based in the United States. I don't know where they're based, but the Batacera build will have 50 games from Game Boy, Sega, Nintendo. Let's go full screen so you guys can see this. Open BUR, PlayStation Portable. They just give you like a couple of games. You notice they didn't list all the games, but like, look, they got Donkey Kong, Zelda, Prince of Persia here. Do you guys really think they got the license for these games? Yes, and this thing is gonna be sold at GameStop. Isn't that weird, Paul? So look at Paul, like, look right here. GameStop gonna sell a system loaded with illegal ROMs? I mean, maybe GameStop looked at the way Amazon does business, and Amazon doesn't care. Amazon has so many of those Kin Hank and console boxes of, "Hey, it's got 100,000 games on it." Do you think Amazon cares? No, they don't care. But it says here you could buy and download more games from Steam. And here's the different form factors. So it says console. So it's the control panel, and I'm assuming the Raspberry Pi is built in. So it's like an arcade stick. You get just a tabletop, or you get this. And keep in mind, too, the price on this was relatively cheap. Like, I think Canadian pricing, wasn't it like 500 bucks Canadian, which is even less in American dollars, right? So that's very interesting. So iconic arcade design. It's got 21-inch screen, but it's a wide screen. So it's kind of like your AtGames Legends Ultimate, but AtGames has a 24-inch screen, 4-inch speakers. These are all the Raspberry. It's going to have a Raspberry Pi 4. That's what these specs are right here. It'll have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, gigabit Ethernet. That's all stuff included with a Raspberry Pi 4. It's going to have 4 USB ports, micro HDMI ports, stereo audio jacks, and it's gonna be in inches, it's gonna be 62 inches tall, so it's actually pretty nice size, and 21 inches wide. So it's gonna be a little bit wider than an arcade one up, because an arcade one up is about 19 inches wide, like an arcade one up without a riser or an arcade one up deluxe. This is gonna be about 21 inches wide. So this would be kind of like an arcade one up in a riser because it usually adds another inch and a half or so, something like that. But definitely not as wide as the At Games. Let's take a look here. So here's the tabletop, and it just gives you the specs if you want to get just the tabletop, and then if you just wanted to get the console. And look, guys, they're selling iconic stools. Watch out. Iconic stools coming soon. Foam cushion sturdy legs. And not only that, guys, a game controller. So they're going to be selling a game controller as well. So I guess if you wanted to play with a game controller with this one right here. So it's very interesting all the information that they have on their website. And then like right here's the links to their Instagram and Facebook. And if you guys click on them, it doesn't it pulls you to like their brand new accounts. They don't have any pictures posted or anything. I think what's going to happen is I think they're going to be at Gamescom in like the next day and a half. Probably going to take a bunch of pictures and videos and start posting all that. But what do you guys think about that? Now, despite the fact of the legality issues of them selling a loaded console with probably pirated content on it, 'cause I really doubt these games are licensed. But then again, we buy this stuff all the time. I myself am guilty. I bought this stuff off Amazon that's preloaded with stuff. Does that make me a horrible person? What do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat. Scott thinks it's the next toy shot. Chris Zeke says he thought the At Games was ugly, but then the Iconic said, "Hold my beer." Now all these photos too. Now I have to be a good reporter. All these photos too are renders, as you can tell, so we don't actually have a real picture of what this thing looks like. in real life. Micro Center did it better. There you go. Wolfano says it's got more going for it than the Amico, at least. There you go. So yeah, man, it's a stool sample. So yeah. So very interesting that that also games. I'm just shocked that GameStop is carrying this. I figured this would just be something that would end up on like Amazon, like an Amazon exclusive, that kind of thing, right? Now, how many of you are familiar with the Polycade? Are you guys familiar with it? Let me know in the live chat. And how many of you have seen the Polycade AGS? Because I think I'm going to pull it up here for you guys so you guys can see what it looks like. So, I mean, Andstream is cool, but I've been tinkering around a bit with the Polycade AGS. Uh, Hang on. I'm waiting for my thing here. So we're gonna stop sharing that screen. Uh, Someone better make a Facebook group. Yeah, the iconic Facebook group. Yeah, who's gonna do that? I'm not gonna do it. I don't want anything to do with managing all those Facebook groups like I used to. So yes, the Polycade. So the Polycade is going to be doing a Kickstarter. Should be launching maybe before the end of the year. And they're going to be selling a new version of their cabinets that are now being manufactured over in China, which helped them bring down the price. What they're going to do is during the Kickstarter, these machines are going to be $999 versus the typical $5,000, $4,000 to $5,000 price tag of a Polycade Multicade. And we were talking about this on Super Game Room Dudes. We showed off a whole bunch of stuff. Make sure you guys go back watch that episode. What's interesting about that is when the Kickstarter ends, this new version that they now manufacture in China will be $2,500 once the Kickstarter ends, which is still a lot of money. But then again, it's half the cost of what they usually charge for their stuff, right? So I'm going to take that as a win. Going to be manufactured in China now versus the United States. That's how they can save money. And supposedly it will still have the IPS screen with the 2 millisecond delay. It'll still come with Sanwa joysticks, Sanwa buttons, hap control for the trackball, like a real hap trackball. Supposedly it's still going to be worth your money when this Kickstarter comes out. But what is this machine going to look like? Hopefully it looks like an actual arcade machine versus their wall mounted, their wall mounted stuff. Does that make sense? But one thing that you guys should check out is the Polycade AGS, which let's put this on the screen here for you guys. Let's see if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me grab my controller here and let's just kind of, let's make sure my controller's charged. Oop, oop. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Let me turn down my volume. Okay, so here's the Polycade AGS, and just like Antstream, it's bright and it's colorful. And what's really cool is they sell legal games for you to play. So all these games are legal games, so legally licensed games that you could purchase. It does come with games as well, their software. But you just head on over to their store, and if you're a big fan of the iArcade or AtGames, where you could buy games versus let's just say pirating games, they have all kinds of games, modern and retro, that you can play on their arcade machines. And what's really cool about this is if you're using a PC connected to your multicade, well, instead of buying a Polycade, you could just use that gaming PC and run this AGS. And right here is your multicade. Right here is your user interface. So the Polycade AGS software is pretty good. And you'll notice, for those who've been following my channel, you'll see a lot of games on here that you're probably familiar with that you've seen on iArcade, as well as AtGames, as well as stuff that nobody has, things like that. And but what's one of the cool things is when you head down to settings and you go down to games and you want to click on add games, right here you can upload your own ROMs, which for those of us who really like being able to add and play our own ROMs. They have MAME, Nintendo, Sega, TurboGrafx 16, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, they have all those emulators built in, so you could add a whole bunch of arcade ROMs that you have on your PC, which I'm sure you downloaded. You backed up your, the EEPROMs from your arcade machines and the original PCBs and all that stuff. And it's pretty cool. So select ROM type right here. I'm sorry, here's all the emulators. So, like, if you got a whole bunch of Atari 2600 ROMs, you want to play them on your system, boom, you could add them. So, kind of like at games, you're able to add your own games to the Polycade. You don't have to use their game store. And in my opinion, guys, this open platform layout, although companies like Arcade One Up that really what's the word? They really New Wave Toys too. They're really proud of the fact that everything they do is officially licensed, but that's because they make recreations, right? They make recreations. And whereas at games and other companies like Polycade, this iconic, like, they just want to give you a platform to play games. And that's probably where the iArcade went wrong. I think iArcade could have had that game store focused on getting really cool games. But gave us the ability to add our own games or at least connect a device to the machine, right? To play more games. And that's probably what happened in that's probably one of the biggest failures for iArcade, in my opinion, is that they never opened up the system. I think if they had an open platform, they would have done a lot better. Kind of like AtGames, right? Like AtGames is doing great. Like no complaints over there. They're having a good time watching everyone else scramble. Oh, hey, thanks for complimenting my shirt. So I highly recommend you guys go check out the Polycade AGS system and check it out. If you have a PC connected to your arcade machine and get your arcade games up and running. Here, I gotta switch my stuff here because I had to move things around. Uh, and how do I get out? I forgot how I got out. Exit Polycade AGS. There we go. And check it out, man. Polycade AGS is pretty cool. I've been having fun tinkering with it. And they got leaderboards and they save your high scores and they have like worldwide leaderboards for everyone who owns. Well, not really, not everyone who owns a Polycade, everyone who's using the Polycade AGS. So everyone who's a Polycade cabinet owner, as well as everyone who is just using the AGS stuff. Now, here's what I'm hoping, and I can't you can't hold me to this, but this is what I want to see happen. So let's find a picture here. So for those of you who missed Multicade Mondays, let's open this in a new tab. Boom. All right. This is what I'm hoping happens. Is I'm really hoping that let's go right here. I'm really hoping that they make it look like an arcade machine when their new um, Kickstarter goes live towards the end of this year. This is what I'm hoping for. This to me is more attractive and more appealing to people like me who actually have stuff that kind of look like an arcade in our home, right? Like, does this look that horrible? Let me know in the live chat. I mean, yeah, it's got a lot of rainbow bright colored artwork on it. But I mean, is this that horrible? I mean, it actually looks like an arcade machine. It's kind of giving you that old Nintendo Donkey Kong Popeye vibes, right? With the front of it. Why is Gauntlet running on your MVSX? Because I added Gauntlet to my MVSX Donovan. That's why it's running. Yeah, it's like a Donkey Kong. Like, this is what I'm hoping for, right? This is what I'm hoping for because if they go back and do it something like this where here we go, because this is kind of like their main kind of units that they sell now where they have a stand so you could buy the stand separate, but then again you don't need the stand, you could just get the this part here and you mount it on your wall, and it's a wall mounted unit so you can put it on a stand or the wall. Like, in my opinion, although this is kind of like, I guess you could say, futuristic looking, I want to play retro games on something that looks a little retro. I don't want to play retro games on something that looks futuristic. But if you guys think it looks cool, let me know in the live chat if you guys like the way these look. I think this is the Lux version. This is the current version they sell. They have sold these in the past, but they were so expensive. We're talking like 5 grand. You know what I mean? 5 grand. In my opinion, this is better. This is a better way to go versus this way. So yeah, there you go. But we'll see, man. We'll see. They've kept it under wraps so far. They haven't shown anybody what these machines that'll be up for Kickstarter look like. What's interesting too is like they did reveal the pricing for the Kickstarter already. I think they kind of wanted to get the word out there that they're going to be selling lower cost machines. Is that the first like 25 people can get it for I think $600. The next 50 people, like it's first come first serve. So the next 50 orders, they'll get it for 700-800 bucks, and then everyone else after that is 999 until the Kickstarter closes. So it's kind of like if you're lucky to be one of the first 75 people, you might get a $2,500 arcade machine for like 600 bucks. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So that's actually a pretty good deal if you're one of those. That looks like something R2D2 accessed on the Death Star. Yeah, yeah, this one right here, right? Like, one reason I never got into the Polycade myself, even though I've known about it for years, is the fact that they were too expensive and they looked like this. And I don't want something like this in my house. And keep in mind, guys, I have weird looking crap all over my house, but I wouldn't want this. Now, if they go this route, I might be interested if they make it something like this, but a little bit better. A little bit better. There we go. Um, you were asking me something, Biggie D? I must have missed it. Oh, how do we run AntStream? So you have to download the AntStream APK. And then after you download the AntStream APK, you create the game file for the APK using the mystery encoder software and then push it to the machine. And then when you launch the game in the menu, it'll take you to the AntStream website. You just have to make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on your arcade machine as well. So just yeah, that works. Someone did a tutorial video. It's on YouTube. Put like run AntStream on iArcade and YouTube, and you'll find it. You know what? Maybe I'll find it for you guys because I'm such a nice guy. Maybe I'll find it for you guys. Let's do that. So that was obviously really cool to see, in my opinion. Was that they got that up and running, APK. I saw someone do this AntStream on iArcade. Someone just did it. How to add AntStream to iArcade. It's not popping up, but it popped up in my feed earlier today. I don't know. If I find it, I'll add it to the show notes. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So kind of like the Polycade AGS, you're able to access the um, AntStream version of their software and do the AntStream stuff. Do the AntStream stuff. Yeah, AntStream on iArcade is very cool as well. Yeah, there is a tutorial video out there. I think a guy named Jim made the video. Just an average Joe, or should I call him average Jim? Just an average Jim made it. There you go. Mikey B stream is starting soon. PDubs, you should join him and keep going. Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't want people to think I'm a jerk or anything, but whatchamacallit, it's yeah. See, like I'm not running a cable network. I shouldn't have to cut my content short because someone else is streaming. Does that make sense? Like, however, I do like Michael B. I do love Michael B. So I'll probably pull the plug here, send you guys over there, although I should just keep going. There's a few more things I wanted to talk about. But GI Joe says I got to cut the I got to wrap it up. I got to wrap it up. All right, GI Joe. I'll wrap it up, man. I'll wrap it up. Join the discussion? Nah. He didn't invite me, so he might be doing like a solo show, that kind of stuff. Either way, so kind of to put a pin in it, I'm pretty excited about multicade options moving forward. I think there's going to be a lot of great options out there, whether they're going to be lower budget or higher budget options. People like me who really like multicades, we're going to have plenty of stuff to tinker with and play with, whether it's until the end of this year, as well as moving into 2024, because who knows who else is going to join this space. We got so many companies now trying to come in and get a piece of the pie, um, and things like that, and all that stuff. So yeah, blame Canada. Blame Canada. There you go, guys. Yeah, let's blame the Canadians. Well, no, that's fine. That's fine. So I got more videos coming out this week. Luckily, thank goodness, my wife is doing a lot better. She's not fully recovered yet. She still can't go to work. She still can barely go up and down stairs. She can't really drive herself anywhere yet. She's still recovering from, and guys, it was like, I'm not going to tell people what she had surgery, but she had a major surgery. It was like one of those major surgery. It wasn't like I was like, oh my god, she had a torn ligament and had to have surgery, and I was just looking for attention. No, she had a major surgery to pretty much save her life, and it's going to take a long time to recover. And luckily, she's doing better. And she's at that point now where she doesn't want me hovering over her. You know what I mean? Like, did you drink? Do you need this? Can I get you this? Can I do this? Can I get you this? So she's getting better. She's stronger now. She's at the point where what you call it, that she actually wants me in my office away from her again instead of up her ass. That's pretty funny. I took her on a car ride. I got her in the car finally for the first time on yesterday, Sunday, and I took her to. I had to drop off. If you guys notice, I no longer have my iArcade Space Invaders. I sold it to the Mystery Encoder, and I had to drive to Mystery Encoder's house and drop it off. And I had to take her there. Well, I mean, I took her with me on the car ride, and like she said hi to him, and he said hi to her and stuff. And she goes, "That's the super secret mystery man." I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "If he's out there, he's gonna get mad I said this," but she goes, "He looks exactly like I imagined he would look." In other words, he looks like a nerd, a big nerd. He's a big nerd. Mystery Encoder looks like, imagine a nerd, and that's Mystery Encoder. I know he likes to hide his identity, and I get it, for his work and stuff. But yeah, in real life, like, because I've seen him in real life without the mask, he's just a big nerd. He's just like us, guys. He just looks just like us. You probably passed him today in the grocery store. There you go. Anyway, I didn't set up an automatic forward to the next stream, but do me a favor. If you guys head over to Michael B. the Game Genie, tell him it's a raid from the Loft and tell him PDubs says hi. Hope he has a great stream. Thanks for joining me for Multicade Mondays. Maybe next time I'll start on time and I won't have to cut myself short. I'm losing weight. Yeah, I am losing a little bit of weight, guys. I'm trying to look a little bit better in Cleveland because all the guys lost weight and I'm going to look like the big fat fatty in all the photos and stuff. So I got to lose weight, catch up to Fox and Kits and B Kong and all that. So you guys have a fantastic night. And remember, it's Monday. Go play your Multicades. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. And thank you for subscribing.